Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's get into the software today. So when you open your Revit, see, I've been using Revit 2020. Okay, so when you open your project, like open your software, this will be your interface. Okay, here you will have your models, families, recent files, and these are nothing but your recent files, and these are recent projects. And if I scroll down here, I have recent families. Okay, so I will tell you what is the difference between the model and a family. So when you're working in AutoCAD, you must be familiar with blocks, right? So the door, tables, furniture, the things, the stuffs like that, you will create as a block, right? So the block in Revit is called as families. Okay, so it's pretty much the same concept. There you will call it as a block. Here you will call it as a family. And block is a 2D item and family is a 3D item. Okay, so when you're creating a block in Revit, that means from now onwards, I will call it as a family. When you're creating a family in Revit, you will have a separate template for that. You will not be using the same workspace for project and families. You will have different workspaces. Is that clear? So that's why we have separately given as models and families, because these two have different workspaces. Clear? So startingly, at the starting, we will be doing only the models like the projects. These families will come at the end of our course. Okay, so family creation will be at the end. Before that, so we have the file types of Revit. Like in AutoCAD, your file will be saved as PWG, right? Like that. In Revit, you have 4 type of formats. So one is .rbt. Second one, .rte. Third one is .rfa. And the fourth one is .rfp. So these are the 4 types of file types that we will have in Revit. Okay. So the first one, that is .rbt, is for project files. So all your projects will be saved in .rbt format. And .rte will be project templates. In AutoCAD, you have DWT files, right? For a drawing template. Like that, in Revit also, we can create a template. So that is nothing but .rte. That is a project template. And .rfa will be your family files. I told you family files is a separate thing. You have a separate workspace. So that particular family will get saved as .rfa file. Family files. And .rft is your family template. Okay. You can note this down if you want. .rbt is your project file. RTE is project template. RFA is family file. RFP is family template. Coming back to the software. So if you want to create a new project, you will go for model. And under that, you have new file option. So I'm selecting my new file. So when you are starting a new project, here it will automatically ask you to select a template. So when you are installing the software, by default, you will have some templates. Okay. So these are the default templates: construction, architectural, structural, mechanical. If you go to browse over here, you have some more templates over here: commercial, default, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, residential, structural analysis, systems default. Okay. So when you are doing a structural or architectural project, even mechanical project, in most of the cases, you will select only the default template. Okay. If you're doing an MEP project, you will go for system default. You will not select any other. Okay. Either default. In the case of MEP, you will use system default. In that one, if you see here, the folder is US Imperial. That means these templates will be in feet and inches. Okay. So this particular template will be in Imperial format. If you want to select a metric one, you can drop this down, select the templates. I'm selecting US metric. So here I have default metric and system default metric. Okay. So depending upon the project you are doing, you have to select the template. If you are doing the project in millimeter, like metric system, you have to go for metric. If you are doing it in feet and inches, you have to go for imperial. I'm recording the class, right? Okay, fine. Is that clear? So for the purpose of training, I'm just simply choosing the architectural template. So this architectural template will be somewhat similar to your default template. Okay. So I'm creating a new project, giving OK. So this is your user interface. So just like AutoCAD, you will have your ribbon here. You will have all the set of tools over here. You have your properties over here. Here you have architecture, structure, steel, systems, insert, annotate, analyze, massing, collaborate, view, manage, and add-ins. Okay. So you have all the set of tools here, whether it can be architecture, structure, or even MEP. All the set of tools will be available in your workspace. Okay. And so the first thing you have to check when you open a project is whether you have opened the correct template, if it's metric or imperial, like that. Okay, that is the first one you have to check. Second thing, just in case you have mistakenly opened a imperial template instead of metric, okay, but you want your project in a metric system. Okay, like I have done some works. After that, I'm realizing that I want this to be in metric system. So you can always change the units here. For that, the shortcut is UN. Okay, no need to press the space bar or enter. Just press UN. Your units will be open. So here you can change the length, dimension, units, area. So like that, for each and everything, you can change the units separately here for length, area, volume, and everything. Right? Okay. Okay, once I change my units, even though this is an imperial template, all my things will come in metric units. Okay. Length, everything will come under metric units. Okay. So the next thing is when you open the file, you have to make sure that you have properties and project browser on your left and right. Okay. So you must need these two things. Just in case if you're opening and if it's blank, you have to bring it back by right clicking, properties, right click, browsers, project browser. Okay, please note this now. Right click, properties, And again, right click browsers, project browser, because you can't continue without these two things. This is a must. Okay. So these things are all also available in view tab, user interface. Okay, properties, project browser. Okay. In your view tab, under user interface, also you have properties and your project browser. Okay. So this properties is for managing your elements. Like if you have drawn a wall, you have to control the width, length, and height of your wall. So for that purpose, you are using your properties palette. And if you want to navigate through your project, like if you want to go to any levels like the 10th floor, or if you want to see the front elevation or back elevation like that. So for that purpose, we will use project browser. Okay, so this is for properties is for controlling the parameters, and project browser is for viewing your project at different levels. Then one more, what to say? So one more speciality of Revit is that when you draw something here in your plan view, you will automatically get the elevations from all the four sides. See, you will get south elevation, north, west, and east elevation automatically. You don't need to draw separately. Okay, so you just draw something in your plan view, you will get automatically the elevations. So that's why you have east, north, and south elevations here. Okay. And in your project browser, you have floor plans, ceiling plans, and elevations. So when you're drawing the plans like wall and everything, you will use the floor plan. When you're drawing the ceiling in the sense here it's false ceiling, okay? It's not the true ceiling. When you're drawing the false ceiling, you have to go for ceiling plans. Fine. And here you can see four symbols. So these are nothing but your elevations. So this is your north elevation, this is your west, this is your east, and this is your south elevation. That means you have to model whatever you are modeling, you have to model that within this area. So you can consider these as four cameras. So this camera is facing this side. So if you go there, you will get the elevation from the east. If you place it over here, you won't get the east elevation. Okay. So whatever you are modeling, you have to model within these space. So just in case if this space is not enough for you, you can always select and move this one. Just select and drag, click and drag. But the model should be always within this space. So that is the first rule. Fine. So this is about the interface. After setting everything, like you have set the properties, project browser, you have set the units. After that, the first step will be creating your grids and levels. Okay. So grids, you will be familiar with the grids because you must have used that in AutoCAD. So the horizontal and vertical lines that we use for reference, that is the grid, right? So in architecture, here you have the grid option. Okay. The shortcut will be GR. So just try to note these shortcuts down until you get familiar with. Okay. So the shortcut will be GR. So when you select the GR or when you select this grid option, you will get some drawing options here. So it's a straight line, arc, 2-point arc, and a pick line. So using these drawing options, you can draw your grids like this. Okay. So the spacing between these two grids can be modified at any time. You have to just select the grid. So these dimensions will appear here. You can directly click and change this dimension. I'm selecting this. So I'm changing this dimension to 4000. Okay. And if you have any grid in arc shape, you can also draw that. You have to give the start point, end point, and the radius. Okay. Just in case if you have a arc like grid in the arc shape. And next one, pick lines. So this is nothing but offset in your AutoCAD. So like I know the distance between these two grids are 5000. So I can select this one and then giving the offset option here as 5000. I'm just picking it. So at 5000 interval, the grids will get created. Okay. So this is pick lines. So here I need ABCD like, so before itself I'm changing this to A. Again, I'm creating.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you show me again how you are taking the offsetting?
Okay. So first you have to activate the command like grid. Then you have to select this one over here, pick lines. Okay. So you have to select the pick line. Then you will get the offset option here.
First, we need to select the pick line.
Pick lines.
Okay.
Instead of offset, you have pick lines. And then you have to give the offset value.
Okay.
Then just like in AutoCAD, you can keep on offsetting. Like if you place the cursor above, it will go up like on the top.
Okay.
If it's down, it will come down. It depends upon the cursor.
Okay. That will take that how much we given that dimension that much.
That
Yeah.
much, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So if you notice here, once I have given A, so these numbers were given automatically. Okay, so for once I changed it as A. So after that, whatever I have created came as a sequence. Okay, like, so I have 1.1 here. See, the next things will come as a sequence. So you don't need to rename it every time. Okay. So that is how we create the grids. The next thing is creating your levels. So for creating levels, you have to go for any one of the elevation views. If you see, you have the level option here, but it's not activated. It's because you have to go for any one of the elevation views. It can be anything. Okay. So let's go to any of the elevation views. By default, you will have two levels here. Okay. So levels are nothing but it is going to control the height of your elements. Fine. So I can make this as this is my 0 level. That means this is a 0 mm elevation. So this will be my ground level. And after that, I have first floor level, which will be at 10 feet or 3000 mm. So that will be your level 2. And after that, I have second floor at 6-meter height. And that will be my level 3. So these levels are going to control the height factors of your elements. Fine. So by default, I have two levels. So I think it is level 1, level 2 will be confusing for me. So I'm going to change the name of this level. So all you have to do is just select this one, click on the name, then you can rename it as ground floor or ground level. Okay, at 0, I have ground level. So if you see the floor plans over here, this will also get automatically renamed. And level 2 will be my first floor level. If you want this to be 3000 mm, you can make it as 3000. So the height will automatically get changed. So just like you have drawn the level, grids, here also you will get the drawing options, line and pick line. I'm going to give the offset as 3000 mm. So like this, you can go for creating levels. The number of levels depend upon the height of the building. So how many floors you have, like that and all. For now, I'm just creating 4 levels. So this will be my second floor level. And this is my, let's say, parapet level. Just in case, I don't know actually my project is in metric system, but I don't know the exact height of building in metric, just in case. Okay, I know the height is 10 feet. I don't care to convert it into millimeter. So in that case, you can directly give the units here. Like if it's 10 feet, you have to give it 10 feet. Okay, so 10 along with the symbol feet, it will automatically get converted into millimeters. Okay, so what are the units you know? Let's say 10 feet, 6 inches. I'm giving the input in my own way, like in my convenient factors. It will get automatically converted into your metric system. Okay. If it's 3 meters, you have to give 3 m. Is that clear? Up to creating levels. Okay, this should be at 7,000. Is there any doubt? Have we move on? Okay.
Ma'am, for this levels, is there any shortcut? Just
LL.
like the way.
LL. Double L. Okay. Okay. So LL will be shortcut for level. Okay. So after creating the levels and after creating the grids, we will start modeling. Okay. So obviously, first you are going to model your ground level, right? So you will be modeling your ground floor. Then you will go to first floor. So in 10 minutes, you will be disconnected. Please join the same link after that. Okay. So I have to start modeling my ground floor. So for modeling ground floor, you have to go to the ground level. Okay, that is important. You have to go to ground level for modeling this one. And if you're modeling first floor, you have to go for the first floor level, right? So I'm going to my ground level here. Just double click on this. You will go to your ground floor. Double clicking. Okay. So I have come to my ground level. Now we can start modeling your tools. So unlike AutoCAD, the entire tools will be like wall, door, window, slab, ceiling, floor, like that. So the tools will be directly for modeling your building. Okay. So we will start with the wall. We will always start with the wall. So under wall, you have 3 types: architectural wall, structural wall, and wall biface. Okay. So this biface, just ignore that for now. Okay. This biface we are not going to see now. It will come under massing and site. Just leave that. So apart from that, you have architectural and structural wall. Structural wall comes under structure. So the only difference between these two is structural wall, the material will be concrete and it can host the reinforcement. Okay. You can place the reinforcement bars in your structural wall. Architectural wall is nothing but the common walls like brick wall, concrete masonry units, gypsum walls. So everything will come under your architectural wall. So I'm selecting architectural wall. The shortcut is WA. WA. Okay. When it comes to your wall, you have to control three parameters. One is the length of your wall, one is the width of your wall, next is the height. Okay. Length can be controlled while drawing. Just like in AutoCAD, you can give the length while drawing. 3000, 4, 5, like that. Okay. And for height, to set the height of your wall before drawing itself, you have to go for your properties. Okay, come for your properties. Here you have base constraint and top constraint. Okay, so this base constraint and top constraint is going to control the height of your wall. How in the sense? So from where your wall is starting will be your base constraint. For my ground floor, base will be ground level, right? And the top will be first floor level. So my wall base constraint will be ground level and top constraint will be first floor level. If you just imagine if you are modeling the first floor, then the base constraint will be FFL and top will be SFL. So like that, you have to control the height. So this one I have already drawn. I'm selecting this and changing the top to FFL. Okay. You can give the height in two ways. Okay. One is just like I said, you can give the top constraint. Another method is you can make it as unconnected. It is not connected to any levels, and you can change the unconnected height here. Then also this wall will be 3000 mm height. Okay. So what is the difference means? I have modeled all my building. At one stage of my modeling, my client is telling me that the first floor height is not 3000 mm, it's 3100 mm. Okay. At some point of my modeling, my client is saying that this is not 3000, it's 3100. So what I can do is I can directly come to my levels like elevations. I can change this to 3100. If I have given the top constraint, the walls will be automatically get adjusted. If I have given unconnected, that one will not get adjusted. So it's always better to give the top constraint as levels. Okay, it's better not to keep the unconnected option. Always keep a top constraint to your walls. So let me delete all the bricks. So you know how to control the length and you know how to control the height. Now the next one is width. So by default, the width will be 203 mm. That is nothing but 8 inches. Okay. So the name of the wall itself is generic 8 inches wall. And I want to change this to 9 inches. You have to select this. Here you have an option called as edit type. Okay. Before that, I'm just going to dimension all this. This is 203. This is also 203. Okay. So I'm going to select this one. I'm going to edit type. Under that, you'll get a dialog box like this. So in type properties, here you have structure edit. Okay. You select the wall, go to edit type. In that structure edit, you go there. Here you have the thickness. Change this to 9 inches. As I told you, I don't know the mm value. I'm just giving 9 inches. Fine. Okay. Again, okay. See what happened? All the walls, I just selected this wall, but all the walls got adjusted to 9 inches. Okay. So that is what happens when you edit something inside edit type. So when you edit something inside edit type, all the particular things that you have modeled will become that, will get edited to that particular value. Okay. So I will tell you once more. We have two sets of properties for all the elements. One is instance properties. Sorry for caps. One is instance properties. Another one is type properties. Okay. For every element, you have two types of properties. One is instance properties. Another one is type properties. Okay. So the properties outside here, these are called as instance properties. If you go to edit type, this is called as type properties. Okay. Please understand, this is very important. This is your instance properties. Everything comes under edit type. This one is type properties. So in instance properties, whatever you're changing, only the selected element will get changed. Only the selected element will get changed. Okay. In type properties, if you change something, all the elements that belongs to that category will be changed. Okay. In instance properties, only the selected element will be changed. In type properties, all the elements that belongs to that category will be changed. That category means nothing.